Okay, so in today's video, I want to give you 3 simple steps to starting a holding company. But before I do, I want to say the reason why you see a little bit of scribble and circles on my board is because I just used this information on one of my live shows. So of course you can always go to YouTube, type in my name, holding company, and you'll see the live show on the simple steps to starting a holding company. But I wanted to give you a more condensed version because my show is typically 30 to 45 minutes. And I wanted to make sure that it was simple in terms of time as it is in technique. Now, within the last 5 years, from 2019 to now, as of the time it is in 2024, I don't think there's no other business consultant or coach in my space that has talked more about holding companies on the internet than I have. Now, that doesn't mean there are not people talking about it. I'm just saying they have not talked in depth as much as I have. As a matter of fact, if you type in YouTube search or Google search holding company, I can almost guarantee my name, my videos are going to pop up along with other attorneys and CPAs and experts, in which I'm none of those. I'm an entrepreneur who happens to be a business consultant and coach because I love building and engineering businesses, and the holding company is one of those concepts that I think is genius for small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, even independent contractors who want to leverage their assets, their skill sets, and take their business to the next level. So now that I've gotten my spiel out of the way, what are the 3 simple steps to starting a holding company? Legal, legacy, logistic. If I had to put it in an order, I would say legacy is first, legal is second, and logistic is third. But since I have it this way, I want you to just take it for what it is. So we have a legacy step, we have a legal step, and we have a logistic step. I want to start with the legacy step. Why? Because before you even do the legal side of your business, before you do the logistic side of your business, you need to check the boxes on the legacy side. So when I say legacy, I'm talking about your holding company as a legacy company. It's considered a parent company. So it needs to represent and reflect a person's legacy. So when I think about legacy companies that are set up as holding companies, I think about JP Morgan, I think about JC Penney, I think about Campbell's for Campbell Soup. These are all names of people, but they are holding companies that represent legacies, and they do a lot of good on the planet. If not for the customers and clients, they do a lot of good on the planet for their families and for the generations that come through their family lineage. So without getting into the weeds, you need to consider the name. My holding company, which is my legacy company, is named Ramon Preston Enterprises because I'm considering the name. I'm also considering the brand. So why do I want my holding company to be named after me? Because I want my name to be a legacy, but I also want my name to be a brand. I want to build a brand of businesses, a conglomerate, an ecosystem around my logo, RP, around the trademark of my name and logo, Ramon Preston, RP. I want that to become a brand so that when I'm building other operating businesses that sells products or provide services or that actually acquires other businesses, I can bring them under a brand that can be recognized because I thought that through at the legacy step, if that makes sense, okay? So you want to ask yourself, why do I want a holding company? Because some people want holding companies because they want anonymity. This is one of the reasons why they set up holding companies in Wyoming. They want anonymity. Well, if you want anonymity, what you're saying is, I don't want to be known. A lot of people who set up holding companies because they don't want to be known are either in real estate, they don't want tenants to know them, or they got a lot of money. Most of us as solopreneurs and small business owners that are grinding on the come up, we need to be known. So it's counterproductive to building a brand when you don't want to be known. This is why you want to answer the why. Okay, you also want to determine who's going to run this company. Who's going to be at the top of the mountain of this company, representing this legacy? What exactly is this company going to do? Because a holding company, it has a primary purpose, but the primary purpose is not the only purpose. So the primary purpose is to hold assets. But I'm an example. My holding company, Ramon Preston Enterprises, it is legally structured as a holding company, but for marketing purposes, it is used. What do I do with it? It is used and marketed as a consulting, coaching, and education company. So I actually run those intellectual services through my holding company until I need to separate them and create separate entities for protection of certain assets that have more value. But my point is, the legacy step is a very important step, and you can see why. Step 2 is the legal step. So there are only a few things you got to consider in the legal step. You want to get your EIN number. You could do this online. The only nuance is when you set up a holding company and you obtain your EIN number online, there's not going to be a section, like a box that you can check for a holding company. So there are certain categories when you set your EIN up, right? Let's assume you're going to set up an LLC and you go there and you're going through the SS4 form online. There's going to be no section for holding company, but there's going to be a section that says other. So you can always, just for protocol purposes, type inside of that other holding company if you just want to feel good about knowing you got an EIN and you attached holding company to that EIN. When you go to your Secretary of State, in most cases, it's going to be a LLC. Okay, every Secretary of State portal is different, but when you're obtaining an LLC, you're going to get your articles of organization. They ain't going to be articles of incorporation. It's going to be articles of organization. Every Secretary of State portal is different. So when you're filing your articles of organization, some state portals don't have a NAICS code for holding companies. Some state portals don't have it for holding companies. Some state portals have a section for any legal purpose. So if it doesn't have a section for holding companies, you can always check the box of any legal purpose. Some state portals, if it doesn't say any legal purpose, it may have a section where you can type information in. They may call this an optional provision. You could just type in there holding company if you want to. Georgia is one of the states that actually has a NAICS code specifically for holding companies. It has a main code and a subcode. The main code, I believe, is Management of Companies and Enterprises. The other one is Offices of Other Holdings. So it's actually an NAICS code for holding companies. But it really doesn't matter. It's not a deal breaker. You can do any legal purpose, optional provisions, or your state portal may have the code. If for some strange reason none of this exists, then guess what? You can just add it inside of your operating agreement, which is the third part of the legal step that you're going to take. So that's EIN, articles of organization, operating agreement. It's just a simple draft. Boom, you have the legal step done. Third step is logistic. This is just protocol. You want to set up a bank account. Where's the money coming from? Most of the time it's coming from you, the owner of the holding company. So you have money that you're going to give the holding company. This is working capital. This is money that the holding company will pay you back, okay? Whether it's $100 or whether it's $100,000. But at least you're giving the holding company money so that it can have startup capital, okay? If you have enough money to give the holding company, you might set up a checking account for the holding company and a savings or money market account if you have enough money to do that. Either way, $100, $50, whatever bank you bank with, you set up your bank account. You get a DUNS number. You want a DUNS number. You want to start establishing credibility. I recommend NAV or some type of similar platform like NAV. If you don't know what NAV is, just type it in, the Google search, NAV Technologies. A NAV account is an account that keeps track of the profile of your business. It actually builds a trade line for you, like you would do a U-line or some other type of trade line. It will build one for you, so it helps establish your business credibility. Now, again, I'm not going into the weeds of the legal, the legacy, or the logistics. I'm just showing you that these are simple steps to start a holding company. If you did the legacy and you check that box, you did the legal steps, you check that box, you did the basic logistic steps and you check that box, guess what? you're ready to run and manage the day-to-day operations of your holding company. After that, there are other steps that need to be taken, but I'm not going to talk about it on this because I want the video in terms of time to be as simple as the techniques. Of course, if you need more information, we have workshops, courses, coaching, mentorship. We even have an entire community full of entrepreneurs who have learned all these techniques that I've taught them about holding companies, divisions, subsidiaries, and how to engineer million-dollar, seven-figure organizational enterprises. All that information is in the description. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. We offer free workbooks. We offer free strategy calls. Just go in the comments. Click, 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 click. Let me know what we can do to help you. Peace.